STS, deprogrammed for a reason, because I had to get rid of that old programming that nearly took my life away. It's real life shit. That's why I'm here today. And a star. And we're back with Lady Cran. And we don't stay down, we stay up. And we don't chat pop, but it's not real talk. It's another midweek catch up. And I got a lot of energy right now. And shout outs to the new subscribers. Number 9. Trust me, 9 new subscribers. Shout outs to you.
Wow, well,
Trust me.
that's wonderful.
Trust me. You know.
Number 9.
Number 9, you know. Because the numbers align. You get me?
Fantastic.
When you're really aware.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Welcome aboard, new subscribers. Appreciate you all being here.
Yeah, most definitely, you know. A wise man once said that the science of organization is the key to stop procrastination. So, you know, we need to organize ourselves and make sure that, you know, we execute what we need to execute in the day in order to have a productive day. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, we like to slack off and not do what we really need to do, you know. Can't be tapping into entertainment all the time. Gotta have balance, baby, you know what I mean? And do the work, the real work that allows us to raise our energy, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, what you saying? What you saying? What you saying? What you spraying? You was just tapping into, we might be on global lockdown for 12 days and things like that, you know what I mean? It's mad out here.
Yeah.
The Titans are coming back.
They're
here, they're here, fam. We're coming back. Just me.
You know, they've been doing what they do in the background. And, you know, like we said before, you know, the 6,000 year rule is up. It was up in 2012, but, you know, man, I want to let go. Because when when you're onto a good screw, let's face it, they've been onto a good screw as far as this central bank and this, you know, fiat currency is concerned. They've been able to line their own pockets, live off your sweat equity and all the rest of that. And so, you know, those demonic forces, they want to let go. So, you know, the Olympians and the Titans, I mean, they put it in the movies, you know, just go back and watch some of them and don't watch them for entertainment, watch them and think, shit, this is what's really happening. So yeah, there's talk going around, and I say going around, some of it's not just chitter chatter. I mean, because these things have been spoken about for years, that this was going to happen, that there will be a global lockdown, and it will come off the back of, you know, I don't know, whatever they want to frighten us with or frighten UNO with, you know, nuclear attack, new pandemic, whatever. But it will be to bring in the new quantum financial system. But whilst people are in their homes, instead of them flinging up 5G and lead lighting all over the place to kill off wildlife and kill UNO, it will be the reveal in terms of what's been happening on the planet and why things have worked out the way that they have. And I dare say millions of people, billions of people are going to be upset, to say the least, when they do find out what's really been happening in the Matrix, in the illusion world, the holographic world that we've been living in for forever, for as long as we can remember. It's gotten so much so that it's real as far as we're concerned, because we make it our reality. They present it to us, it then becomes our reality. So it is, because we say it is, but you're going to be shown things that I dare say will freak people out, but it will be the truth. And they all said the truth often offends, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't offend you if somebody is showing you something that's factual and truthful. It shouldn't offend you, but what it will do is cause a lot of anguish, because people have made certain decisions in their life because of the information that they were given, and when you find out that all of it was a lie, then I don't know. I think people are going to lose their heads. What do you think?
Can I interject?
Yeah.
The truth only offends people that are living a lie. As simple as that, you know?
Well, the majority of us, unfortunately, have been party to the lie without even realising that we're living a lie. Do you know what I'm saying? If the lie hasn't presented itself more so in the last 3 years, then I don't know when it ever will. And there's still people out there that will defend the indefensible, irrefutable, they'll still come up with a response as to, well, I may be because they don't want to admit that there are some demonic forces on the planet, and let's face it, they're not flesh and blood. They're not men and women like you and I. They're some, what star constellation they come from, but then they go back there. But they're not like you and I. These are sociopaths, these are psychopaths, these are people that will do the most hideous things because it's generational. It's been passed down throughout the ages. The Mayans, the Mayans actually sacrificed children. So this type of behavior has existed for thousands of years. It's just that we've not been privy to it. We've not been made aware of it, and you think that and if we were, you think, oh, those practices were 2,000 years ago. So those practices don't exist. Yes, they still do to this day. These skull and bones and these fraternities and these carry out these same sadistic, Hellenistic rituals. They do. And that's what people find very hard to believe. So the people that you looked up to, your George Bush Senior, Junior, Bill Clinton, all of these people that you've been looking up to, when you realise who and what they are, your Queen, Prince Philip, when you realise who and what they are, I dare say it's going to come as a bit of a surprise, if not that absolute shock.
Shout out to the people that are bringing the light on the planet,
Well,
such as the master teachers out there, because they're the true stars right now. They're shining,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been on their journey for a long time. It's just that now they're getting more exposure,
get more traction.
It's beautiful because now we can take our power back because trust me, so many things are changing on this planet in terms of dimensional. The 5D's here, but it's a choice now whether to live in love, abundance and freedom or not, or stay in the fear frequency, in the 3D.
And that's where they want you.
And that's where they want you because you're under control there, you're under hypnosis, And it's a big, big revelation now that's really happening about people really realising that you got a choice. Your choices lead to your destiny. Trust me, it's real life.
Absolutely.
So we need to wake up, smell the coffee, and realise, oh, it's time to shine.
Time to shine.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And take it all back. Not for you, then for your generations to come, your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, those that aren't even conceived yet. You need to do it for that reason alone.
Definitely.
Literally, people are going to be, whatever is going to be thrown at you or put in your way, and it will be problem, reaction, solution. Create the crisis. I mean, those of you that tapped into the Telegram will have seen those videos that I put up from that beautiful sister called Seven, and you should check her out. What that woman's gone through, and and at the hands of our government, MI5, MI6, you name it. She's been through a lot, but they are literally uncovering explosives in manholes in London. I think the ones that she was showing us was in Islington, if I'm not mistaken. Just make those of you out there who are listening to this, make as many people as you can aware of what the possibilities are. They have to create this crisis situation in order to do what? I mean, the banks will shut down. Oh yes, because of. They'll blame it on something else. Oh, you're going to have to take this CBDC now. There's one word that you can tell them to do with that CBDC, and I don't, I'm not saying using any expletives or anything, just say no. But when I say just say no, you can't just say no and have nothing because you've not prepared for them trying to bring this in. There's lots of, Bo Pony's put a lovely video out this morning, I think it was on last night. Let's go and check him out when he speaks about the CBDC. It's something that will come in at some point, but it will be the mark of the beast. Why would you want to be tracked and traced and controlled with your own sweat equity, your money? So in order for the what's going to happen not to impact on you, I mean, these 10, 12 days of darkness, maybe more. There's no internet, shops are closed, banks are closed, there's maybe no food in them anyway. All that we've been talking about the last nearly 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken, STS, is to prepare. I know we got two channels knocked off, and the first one that we did, which was it about 16 minutes long, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, around 16
Around
minutes.
16 minutes long, and it was the final thing I said was to prepare, because I was talking about it then a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And here we are now. So if you got family and friends living in the big city, because remember you got the city of London, which is that 12 square miles, which is its own little country within a country, and then you got London, city of London, and its banking institution. Literally, listen, it controls so much. So when the whole system goes, trust me, that will be the epicenter. So you can imagine the fallout that's going to take place in and around London. So, be aware, be prepared, and have what you need in your yard, so you don't have to go out there amongst the madness, because they might say, yo, this is whatever's happened, right? But you think people are going to sit in their houses and just have no water, have no food? Because when everything goes off, it's electricity that pumps the water, the little dotty fluoride and chlorine water through your taps. So if that goes, what you going to drink? We have the scenario. Well, it's not even a scenario. We have Philadelphia. I was talking to you about it. Was it yesterday? Yes, about the toxic chemical spill in Philadelphia, where it happened on Friday, and they didn't tell the people that they couldn't drink the water until Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Did I not mention it to you?
No, you didn't mention that to me.
Oh my God. Yeah. Ohio, Tennessee. Listen, it's absolutely crazy. They didn't tell them that the water had been polluted with methanol until 2 days later. And so you can imagine the pandemonium that took place for people rushing out to go and buy what? Bottled water. And the only people that didn't have to do that were, guess who? The ones who already prepared. Had their water stocked up in their yard, got their live straw, got their water filter, got the purification tablets, all of those things they have already. They didn't have to go anywhere.
You know why? Because they were visionaries. Remember when we were speaking earlier about, because a lot of people's pineal gland is calcified, they're not able to get real guidance from the divine.
Yeah.
You get me? Going back to Penny Kelly, that's lost my train of thought earlier. Penny Kelly said that the blackouts are coming.
Yeah.
Tap into her Looksee.
Yeah.
The full one is on Rumble. She can't put it up on YouTube because it's deep.
You need to watch it. Trust me.
You need to, and she's a visionary, so she's prepared.
Yeah.
You were talking about she wasn't allowed to go on certain aeroplanes.
She couldn't fly at all. They told her not to fly.
Told her not to, because she was tapped in. You have to connect with God's source energy. Your source, your real source of power. Yeah. Because if we don't connect with that, then anything can occur. Like I said on the thought patterns yesterday, you have to have a certain amount of awareness to know what's going to occur in the future. Otherwise, you're not going to be prepared, are you? You know what I mean? Exactly. It's time for us to really wake up now.
And you know something, STS, there's no excuse now.
No,
before we could say, oh, you know what, we just didn't know, because in the era of information, and this is the era that we're in, there's no excuse now. There are good men and women telling it like it is, and they're not being censored on these other channels. No. Yeah? Because there's so many out there. There's a True Channel, Rumble, Odyssey, you name it, it's out there. So you turn off the television. There was a what's his name? Richard Blogg was talking about a pilot that had been in contact with him, or the pilot was on that radio show. I think I mentioned it on Monday. It's called Rumours, an old radio show that you have to have one analog, little tuny ones to actually get it. And he was talking about lots of pilots having certain procedures and now having certain events in the cockpit, like cardiac arrest. And he said it's beyond him how a catastrophe has not already happened, namely because normally there's two people in the cockpit. So if somebody has a medical emergency, the other one can take over. He said, but it's not looking very good. All of those so-called leaders that went to Davos for this, to talk about what it is they want to do with this, made sure that their crew that was flying their airplanes and the the hostess were all without the procedure. Why would they make sure that they don't have these procedures? Because they know the damn plane drop out of the sky. Because trust me, I talked about it before and I told you that these things would happen. I've been grounded since 2018. We're not going nowhere. Oh, you fancy going on holiday? Listen, there's lots of things that I'd like to do, but you must be able to see what's happening and say to yourself, right about now, that's not important. What's important is that I prepare myself for what's coming. The time will come when I'll be able to go up and away, but it's not now. And there are those of us out there that have got our plans. We've got my 2 weeks holidays coming up and going such and such a place, because we're not paying attention. You were saying earlier on, STS, about the nature and how the birds and the bees and the fish in touch with the universe, like the fish and the wildlife, marine life, when tsunami come, you think it's when it licked them that them chip. They've gone. They've chipped way before that. Just like them birds that were flying past that man in the car when the earthquake took place. They were flying the other way. And us with our big head cup. What did Oliver say? Your head cup big, but your intellect is very limited. Yeah? Big ass brain.
I think it's not the intellect. I think it's the lack of awareness, the lack of connection. Because if you're not connected with your spirit, then obviously you just think you're this body. You haven't really activated a system within you. Shouts to Penny Kelly out there, the Kundalini, to rise that energy to your God consciousness. So you're literally down in these 3 lower chakras, like Dr. Joe says, in survival and fear. So you got a program that is connected with the matrix, with the system. This is why they set up a system, because they know people depend on it. You get me? Yeah. So they don't know anything else. If you don't know anything else, how can you do something else? Think about it.
Well, I'm sorry. I got to think about me, and
so you have to think about yourself. You have to think where you're going to end up. You know what I mean?
Longevity and all the rest of it. And I'm telling you now, if when I do embark on a flight to go anywhere, I'm telling Uno that whoever's flying me, if me not pilot the plane myself, I ain't flying no triple, quadruple, 10 times jab up, jib up is going to be flying me anywhere. I'm not that desperate to go anywhere, trust me. Because the sad thing about it is that a lot of these pilots are so young, they're just literally starting their careers. And they're the sole breadwinner. You know what I mean? They're out there providing for their family. You know that you've got tightness in your chest. You're feeling all kind of things. And you're still going to take that plane up in the sky. Why? Because you got bills to pay. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the sad thing about it. But, these planes carry a lot of people. Hundreds of people. 500-600 people can be on a flight going somewhere. That's why you got to think. Because there's always a choice and you can always make a decision to go or not to go. People might look and say, oh, sure, man, don't be silly. Oh, man, but book your flight and go here. And you will have your spirit guides and your guardian angels touching you on your shoulder, whispering you, showing you certain things that you're probably not even connected with, just to say to you, yo, keep your backside quiet, yeah. Look, I right about now, might not be the one that you're on, but something's going to happen. It's going to happen. And there are already incidents that's taken place. But guess what? They're not going to shout it out. They're not going to make it headline news, are they? It's a bit like what's happening with the what out there, the jib jab. Certain things are coming out, but if it was to come out on the scale that it should do, then I dare say a lot more heads might start going, you what? Yeah? The yellow card scheme. There was 4 people that were there processing the claims for those people that unfortunately have been damaged by taking certain procedures. They've had to increase it to 80 people. So that means that there must be a lot of people reporting adverse reactions. Yeah? Think about it. But they're not, unless you apply for certain freedom of information requests, you're not going to get all this information. They're not going to tell you. And why shouldn't they? Why don't they tell us? Because they want to keep you in the dark. Keep you in the dark. There you go.
You got to tap into synchronicities as well. Me and Lady Crown, we get synchronicities every day because we're we've activated a system within us that's connecting us with the universe more. A lot of people need to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to have real guidance out here. You know what I mean? And anything can occur. Going to, you know, I don't really speak about it as much as Lady Crown, obviously, but going back to the Bang Bang Boogie, that's a synchronicity.
Yeah.
Deaths are spiked up because of certain things that people had took inside their body. So that's a synchronicity. If you can't read the signs from the universe, how can you align with the universe?
You can't.
Get me? You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You know, you have to study the universal laws, man. Study the laws of nature. Then you'll be able to abide by them. You know what I mean? And live a great life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, there are a lot of stupid people out there. And I think when people see other people with a stethoscope around their neck, or a book underneath their arm, or a briefcase and a suited and booted, they actually think that these individuals know more and know better, know best because of the way they present, or they've got a degree. But guess what? That doesn't stop them from being stupid. Yeah? Because I know lots of people who I thought had something about them in terms of their knowledge base and their ability to question and to do research, and not just to take somebody's word for something, who went with this hook, line and sinker. Surprised me, really did surprise me, that they didn't even think, hang on a second, we've had cancer for how many freaking years? Ain't no cure for that. They're still telling it. Well, I think it's 1 in 1 now. So we're all going to get it as far as they're concerned. And but yet, what we come up with something. When I say we, I mean them. They come up with something quick, and people sit down there and have this whatever it was put into their bodies. So yeah, I call it like it is. Damn stupid. Simple as that. No, wait, let me finish. STS. Come here, I tell you, when my brain come off of my lips, I'm telling you now. When I say that, I've got, trust me, I've got friends and family members who have had this procedure, and yes, then they are stupid. Why? Because they didn't use a modicum of common sense and critical thinking and listening, because you know, my Lady Crown mouth there, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, because you know, I really know why I go on with this thing. Oh no, I need to do this and I need to do this, and I've got to protect myself. I had to let them go. If your pineal gland is calcified, if you're eating a hog, and eating all of them foods there that detaches you away from your very essence as a man or a woman, I can't help you. And guess what? I did shout from the rooftops. Watch I know. This is going to happen. Even with the banking system, before all of this, 2-3 years ago, I was telling people, and they looked at me, so what you want me to do? Put my money underneath my mattress? I said, listen, better that it's underneath your mattress and somebody kick off your door and teeth it more than you have it in your so-called bank and it disappears, because that's exactly what's happening. It's been eaten away as we speak about inflation. Inflation goes up, the cost of living goes up, your money depreciates. Simple. Yes, come in, okay, then stupid.
I would like to say,
it's the diplomat now.
No, seriously, because this is this is my state of being.
Yes,
you know what I mean, the naive, you know, and they need to wake up.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of naive. Okay.
You just stimulate the thought pattern. I remember Dr. Sebi said to his brother, his brother bought a hog head. On his teeth. And Dr. Sebi said that he went to his mum and said, why has your son got a hog head? A hog head on the table. What is that going to do for him? And he said, his brother said to him, I'm going to eat it. So you're going to eat a hog head? And it made me laugh that little bit there, because it just shows you the insanity that we've got within our chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, that we're willing to, because you see, when it's packaged up and you get it from the supermarket, it's easier for you to cook it up and digest it. Get me? I mean, eat it then digest it, because it's packaged in a way where it's cool. But when you see a hog head, You get me?
Oh,
With the
God.
blood coming
Oh,
down. You
stop
get me?
it.
I didn't want to get into it
Makes
because
me feel
obviously
sick.
you can imagine it.
Yeah.
On your table, you're
Poor
willing to
hog,
put
that's what I'm
poor
feeling.
hog, man, and you're willing to put that in your system. You know, we need to really get back in touch with nature and watch how the gorilla is. Watch how the herbivores are the strongest,
biggest and strongest,
and they live the longest.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
And guess what they eat? Veggies and fruits.
Fruits, berries,
plants.
You know, it's all
That's all they
plant-based.
eat.
Yeah.
Look at the giraffe with his long neck.
We've been lied
You know
to,
what I mean?
people. You don't need to be big and buff with meat. You don't get protein from meat. You don't get calcium from milk. They've been lying to us.
Protein's a myth, you know. No, let me tell you that, but there's good protein, but it's kind of a myth because they connect protein with meats. You get me? Like, oh, you need your protein to get big. No, but look at the gorilla. There's no so-called protein.
Exactly.
But it's massive.
Look how big it is.
You know what I mean? So,
strong.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And it's got a very it's very close to our DNA structure. So it just shows you. Look at its teeth.
Yeah.
This is key, you know. When people say, "Oh, you need to eat meat," I'm like, wait a sec. Look at the lion's teeth.
Yeah.
And then look at our teeth. We haven't got these big canines.
No, we don't.
You get me? You look at the gorilla's teeth. It's very similar.
Very similar to ours. Yeah.
Because we're not supposed to be eating that stuff. We can't crunch down bones and yam it. Like, come on, man. Think about it. Like, you got to go with the laws of nature now.
Exactly.
And get back to
that's what I'm saying.
Where we come from.
It's the truth has always been there, yeah. It's always been there, but guess because of the indoctrination, the miseducation, all the rest of it, we've not been able to recognise it. Now you can't hide from it. It's right bang in your face. Do you get what I'm saying? Call a spade a freaking spade, because that's what it is. Oh well, it might be a bit shaped, and it might. Well, I'm not sure. It's a spade. And that's what we need to do. Stop the pussyfooting around and pretending and, you know, skirting around the elephant in the room. There's a big ass elephant in there. Address the elephant. We'll take him trunk and clap you. And they say that's what some people could do with a good ass clap with the elephant trunk.
And people think the lion is the king of the jungle. The lion don't want to mess with an elephant.
Oh, man.
That elephant whacks it.
One liquid in trunk in fenny.
Trust me, it's done.
As my mother would say, you're fenny.
Trust me. You know,
oh my
always trying to
goodness.
flip it, you know, into reverse.
Yeah.
We need to bring it back and start getting into gear.
Yeah.
To get me and pushing forward.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But got any more to say?
Yeah, there's been another mass shooting at yet another school in America.
Is it?
There's something going off there that, you know, I don't know, are we MK Ultra, these young people, are they mind controlled to do the things that they... This was a young, I don't know, somebody that identified as transgender, so Audrey Hale, went into, this is a private Christian school, went there with some big ass artillery, machine gun, 3 students, 3 administrators, and just, blew them away. Yet again, you got Sleepy Joe, and everybody must know by now that's not him. You know what I mean? I don't know who it is, calling for gun restrictions. I think America's the only country where you can license carry, open carry, and all the rest of it. I think that's probably what's made them not take it over the way they did with Australia and some of the other countries. Even in this country, your Bill of Rights said that you have the right to bear arms. It's an armament. It's not a gun or a weapon. It's an armament. You have a right to protect yourself, but I mean, if you walk with a knife on the roads and you're stopped and searched, they can lock you up for 5 years for carrying a knife. But your Bill of Rights said that because it's called they call it a knife, it's an armament, yeah. So what can I say? These things seem to happen in America an awful lot, and whether they're done because some young person gets up and decides that they're just going to have a crazy day, or they're triggered to do certain things, because nothing is as it seems. And whenever the news is presenting something to you, a bit like Sandy Hook, because you remember what happened to Alex Jones over Sandy Hook when they called them out on Sandy Hook. What can I say?
$1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah, got sued for $1 billion, but I mean, it wasn't just him. There was lots of other people that said actually this. Not sure if it actually went like that, because we all know that we're on a stage. And when you're on the stage, performances take place, and whatever they show you, you're gonna go, oh, did you see? Oh, did you see that? No, you haven't. You haven't seen what you got. 99.9% of the time is the illusion taking place in front of you. What your brain is registering isn't actually what's happening, but you'll be convinced that it is. Yeah. So, if these people have lost their lives, then obviously our thoughts and prayers go out to them. But at the same time, I have to look at things with more of a critical eye and realise that there's lots of things happening, so there's going to be lots of distractions taking place.
Of course.
And
They need it.
They need us to focus over here, whilst lots of things are taking place right in front of you.
Is that story off of the mainstream news?
It's on the mainstream news. That's why. Yeah.
Don't need to say no more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. It's not from one of our obscure channels.
That's
what mainstream.
It's not from alternative. That's all I need to
know. Every news channel's covering it. Every news channel's covering it, but they're not covering the fact that the petrodollar is dying a death that's going to cause massive inflation in America.
So what they're doing, alter and focus.
Exactly. So you don't focus on protecting yourself and your family. Because I talked about Weimar Republic in Germany. Go and have a look at what happened in Weimar Republic, and to say to yourself, if you're in America or anywhere in the world, just trust me, the whole system's going to come down. That's the sort of system, the life that you're going to have if you've not prepared. Yet again, you need to get involved in the silver markets. The price has been suppressed for nearly 170 years, so when it does go whoosh, you'll be riding that wave up high. If you haven't got any, then I don't know where you'd be. To quite honest with you, I can say up the creek without a paddle. You don't go far if you're up the creek without a paddle, because you're going to need something to wade that water. So, there are various websites out there: Bullion by Post, silvertrader.co.uk. If you're in the UK, and there's Miles Franklin, there's Andy Shepman in America. It's probably best to just edge your bets and have something outside of the system. So all it takes is like 20-30% of the population to say, you know what you can do with that CBDC, don't you? Shove it where the sun don't shine. If you're leaving a monetary system that's been controlled by central banks, like Mayor Rothschild says, I care not who makes the rules for the country as long as I control the currency. That's your central bankers, and that's what we've got. Now, do you want to leave that system and go into another one that's even more controlling and draconian than the one that you've left behind? If that's what you want, then take the CBDC. And if you don't, say no. Tell them to shove it where the sun don't shine. But make sure you've got what you need to exist outside of that system. We're done, my youth.
Okay. We send you all love out there.
Yeah.
And, guidance, real guidance.
For real.
You know what I mean? Keep on tapping into the signs, innit? Because trust me, you'll be connecting with the divine. But yeah, it's a flip, no rehearsal, no script, no acting going on. And yeah, keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals. Because we're there with ya.
Spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis. Stay blessed. STS and Lady Crown over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.